To preface this, I have been advised by my lawyers to state that this is in fact a joke. You know, I don't want anyone going after me. This is a joke. Susan, please. Okay. Multi-marketing. This is my multi-marketing business plan. I'm going to explain how it works, what it leads to, and at the end, comments or questions. Or if you have questions, leave them in the comments. So, basically, I will be at the top, the peak of the mountain. And then, when you invest, you will get more people to invest. Once we've raised, let's say, $1 million, then we will recruit homeless people off of the street and give them food and shelter. And in return, they will become a part of a militia of sorts. Now, here is the offhand option, because everyone that I've explained this to always thinks that the offhand option is the primary option. It's not. It's the offhand option, which is that if they don't exactly want to be in this militia for free food and free shelter, then we will do something that could be considered immoral, but I think for our greater cause it would be just, which is we will get them hooked on light drugs and then we'll make them reliant on us and then slowly reel them off until they are clean, perfectly clean. Alright, everyone always thinks that I'm just going to hook homeless people on drugs. No, that is the offhand option, and we're still going to provide them with the food and shelter. Either way, they win. Alright? Now, once we recruit these homeless people, we will partner with the Mexican drug cartel. Now you may wonder why I chose Mexico. And the reason is, it's because it's a small country. Well, I mean, small compared to its neighbors. Relatively small country. The cartel is fighting the government. We will provide our militia full of homeless people. Some are vets, unfortunately. It's a very sad thing in our society. But we will have tacticians and soldiers, and we will partner with them to overtake Mexico. And then we will continue to spread our influence. Yes, we will continue to spread our influence over the countries. We will offer peace treaties with the countries surrounding us. But here's the thing: we will import's not the right word. What's the correct word? We will have people immigrate. That's the word. We will have people immigrate to Mexico. Mass numbers of homeless people. And we will build up our militia until it is at least a small army. At least a small army. Then take over South American countries that aren't in NATO, because Article 5, that could be a problem. I mean, granted, taking over countries where they have interest could also be a problem, but triggering Article 5, that would be a problem. So, we'll take over countries until eventually we have our mass militia, as well as regular military personnel. Then sneak attack on the cartel, wipe them out clean, because the Mexican cartel does a lot of messed up things. And while they would be instrumental in the early development of the man, I forgot the name I gave for it. The Republic of the Homeless. Jesus. I'll be real. I haven't thought of this plan for at least a couple of weeks. But with Sun Tzu's The Art of War coming in soon, I will be able to brilliantly, militarily construct a plan. Where was I? Oh yeah, taking over countries, wipe out the cartel, offer peace treaties. If they refuse, take them over. Once we have amassed South America and we have the right weapons for it, we'll go to... that's a good question. Well, we don't necessarily want to trigger a nuclear war, because then no one wins. Not really. But it could be useful. It would be incredibly useful to take over Canada. And the reason I say that is because America is isolated. That is why it is so difficult to invade our nation. I'm an American. It's why it's so difficult to invade us, because we are very isolated. But if we can surround the U.S. and then launch a full front invasion, offering NATO a peace treaty that we just take the U.S. and then once we have all of the U.S.'s nuclear power, then we'll invade... Well, there are 3 main continents that would become an issue. Europe, Asia, and Africa. Africa could be easier to invade, let's say. There are probably African nations in NATO. I guess we're just going to have to target the ones that aren't, or weaker ones. But yes, we'll take over, let's just say, Africa, and then Asia. And Australia, we'll isolate Australia. And then maybe we'll just... Can't believe I'm saying this. To any Australians, this is no offense, but y'all got suicide plans and tarantulas. I don't mind if they go extinct. We might just have to launch some nukes onto Australia. Yeah. Of course, if you're pro the Republic of the Homeless, we'll evacuate you. But I just don't know if I can live in a world, an ideal one, where tarantulas exist freely. Where was I? Yeah, isolate Australia, possibly bombard them. I mean, it's a continent, technically, but, yeah. Maybe we could isolate important people there and then just... Yeah. Anyway, yeah, we'll probably go for Asia, and then Europe will be isolated. We'll tell them probably that if they surrender, that things will go peacefully. And then, once, hopefully, eventually, the world is under a single banner, the Republic of the Homeless, then countries will be divided up like city-states. And I will make it a centralized base where all of the nuclear weapons are. All of them. Oh, no, not all of them, but the big ones. You know, like the things that if the Cuban Missile Crisis had happened, or really just any missile crisis happened, most of us would be dead. All of those, you know, we'll leave like the lower scale ones in there, but just in case of alien or planetary invasion or rebellion. Yes, here was the other thing. So once we have this all divided up into city-states, I will take out some, how should I put this? Take out leaders that would compromise the rule. And that is where you come in. Because you, since you invested early on, will become a high political figure. We will write our own constitution. And I know what you said about, the rebellion thing. I know you may think this may become a regime. And for a time being, that may be so. However, I would like to make a world where corrupt politicians would be too scared to do anything because the how should I put this? The result of being corrupt would be public execution. Yeah. Crimes that government officials get away with easily would be things like that, like being a corrupt politician. That would make them end up on the bottom of a guillotine. A little morbid, yes, but necessary to make sure that our government can be as pure as possible. We will have funding because everything is under the same banner. So we will have we'll have money. We'll make a centralized dollar. And it won't be me because I believe that would be hypocritical. If I were to make an ideal nation and post myself all over everywhere, things will stay the same. For each city-state will have their own currency, but generally, there will be Republic of the Homeless dollars. Henceforth, I will do my very best to create an ideal world. Any conflicts between city-states would be measured out in one way. A duel of their leaders. Yeah. I mean, why not bring it back a bit medieval? Have them duel. It'll be decided upon by popular vote of the people which form they duel in, whether it's swords, pistols, bare knuckle boxing. I don't know. That'll be for the people to decide. But that would become but in our ideal world where the Republic of the Homeless is, homeless people would not have to exist. How should I do this? Well, I am not a socialist. I'm pretty sure I know the ideals of them. I am not a socialist myself. However, I can understand why people would believe that. And I do believe in if you obtain your wealth, you should be able to keep it most of the time. Uncle Sam wants his cut, and then they'll send you to federal prison. So, pay your taxes. But I would make a new constitution that would outline the needs of each place. And in this ideal world, things would be, while having issues, very prosperous and free. So, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And, I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is. Speaking of, I made a video last summer. It's almost been a year, embarrassingly. I'm going to make, 5 quick reviews for Scream, because Scream 6 is almost out, and I'm pretty excited to see that, if I can. So, yeah, I'll do, 5 quick reviews, and then 5, longer reviews, just so that I can catch the hype train, Still don't know anything about the YouTube algorithm. Sure, I could research some. And I'll do reviews on other things sometime. I don't know. I'm very caught up in my studies presently. Yeah. But if you have any questions about the Republic of the Homeless, leave them in the comments. Invest.